What is up, young nation, and what is up, newcomers? Welcome back to Home, a unique horror adventure. So, let's get right back into it and just jump right in. And alright, I forgot that door's locked, so I have to jump down there. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. Looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? Yes. Oh man, my leg hurt like... Oh well, of course it's gonna hurt a lot. Not seeing it. Ooh. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Well, yeah. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need. Norman. Who was Norman writing to? The bottom of the ventilation hatch hung open. It was pretty high up. I wasn't sure if anyone could have got back up there. You never know. Try being Spider-Man. That poor guard. Was the flashlight I carried his? It looked like he had met his end violently. I only hoped it was quick. I had to get home to Rachel, but I couldn't stop thinking about Norman. He and Rachel were friends. Could he help? Wasn't like I really had anyone else to turn to. My leg burned with pain. I only hoped I could find my way through the dark path before me and get to Norman's store. Ooh, back outside. But I'm not going back. I'm not going back. See, I still like this. Just how descriptive it is. Kind of makes me feel like I'm playing a book. Which is cool. Because I like reading. Sorry if I seem like I have a lot of, not a lot of energy. I was up late last night, so I apologize for that. Not a lot of energy. Ooh, what's in here? The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Why not? I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Did somebody steal this from me? I wondered why they would have stashed it there. I still have. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Ooh. I still like all that pixelated. I still love the fact that it's 2D. It just makes it really, really fun to me. I'd entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. Wait, so every path is just leading? It's just very straight and narrow. Because, why not? Let's go upstairs first, before I try that door. Oh, it's thundering out. There's a storm brewing. What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on a rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing there? Ooh. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. Like what? Like what? No. Emphasize. Describe it. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? I carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt the great burden lifted. Norman, what were you doing with all these? A close call. I'll have to check that later. A speck of something dark and wet stained one of the sleeves. I am gathering more and more what happened. He probably found Rachel and Norman and probably killed them both. I mean, that's my thought. Ooh, more blood. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? Yes. I gave the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. The TV still flickered, some indecipherable channel. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. Another dead body. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserve better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Yes. I closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. I have a feeling you killed him because he was sleeping with your girl. That's my thought. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. Let's go upstairs. Let's go up to the attic. What's in here? What are these? What are these? I'm sorry, but can we just take a minute to talk about what the heck these are? There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yes. I opened up the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things. More of my wife's clothes. Photos, shoes. Even that old radio I gave her. Why, Rachel? What were you doing here with Norman? I just couldn't believe it. My head ached with everything that was running through it. Again, I still very much love how descriptive it is. And it's kind of cool just how it doesn't appear on the screen, the words. It's a separate page in of itself. Which I really like, which is really cool. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, we're going for everything. I found a hairpin amongst rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Pocketed it. I'd never been to Norman's place before. At least, I didn't remember ever doing so. Oh, you did. There were takeout containers and food scraps. Looked like Norman was eating for 2. Oh, no he wasn't. He had your wife over. And they did a little something. I'm literally gathering more and more of what's going on. I have a feeling of what all happened. But I'm going to wait till the end to confirm it. To see if I was right or not. Alright, now we're going to do this. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. I didn't even know it was locked. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. But it's still unlocked. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Oh, I bet she stopped by a lot. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Again, sorry for the low energy. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. I'm trying. Okay, I'm gonna try for you guys. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. Why'd I say it like that? There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape than, well, probably everything was when it was black and white. Things wear over time. What was the matter? What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on your hydro bills too? Alright then. Were you thinking of going somewhere with Rachel, Norman? Yeah, I'm gathering more and more of what happened. What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on your hydro bills too? It's just the shade of all the postcards one that seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. It'd been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, and finding him that way still left me cold. Thinking of him slumped against that chair only cemented my reassurance in getting rid of that gun. It looked like someone had taken that piece from his store. But why was it in those tunnels? As I stepped outside, I recalled that dusty old box of clothes in Norman's attic. I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. And it's raining. Oh, that pixelated rain. Oh, there's multiple doors. Holy. Alright, let's try the first one. See what happens. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Sure. Can we try some more? See what happens? Maybe we'll get some different wording. Maybe it'll actually open. There it is. The door only let me back. I had to find my house. But I wanted to explore more. No fun. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't rice. It wasn't rice. Yeah, I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yes. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. Why can't I read properly today? I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me? Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves that, at least that much. Goodbye. Ooh, I didn't know what to think. My mind was racing, my heart pounding. I had to get home. I just had to. I have a feeling he did find out, and then he killed them. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. I had a feeling he found out, he got angry, he killed, and he got hit over the head. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I never did fix this gate. It was stuck. I needed to press on. There was no turning back at that point. I'm not done exploring! I guess we go on with splotches of blood all over the fence. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Yeah, I would be too, and there's spots of blood on the fence. I would not want to enter that. I'd be like, nope, I'm out. Something happened, I probably did it, I'm gone. The house was painfully quiet, the only sound of my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Of course it is. Welcome to horror games. You only get a lamp and a flashlight or whatever. Or a lighter. Or your phone. Or a camera. Whichever. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday? Or sometime before? The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. What to explore first? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? I ripped the bill open and read it. Ripped it right open. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? No, I'm not going to try that yet, because maybe it'll actually work and I will get screwed again. The door to the basement, it was locked. Where had I put the dang key? Okay, now we're just going to try it and see. The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though I needed to see if Rachel was here. If it's locked from the inside, you just turn the thing, open the door, and walk out. Oh, you're going to find Rachel and she's going to be dead. Or a ghost, or a monster, or zombie, whatever. It's a horror game. You can expect a lot of different things. I had found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yes, I placed the photo in my wallet, feeling like I got a part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Why, indeed. Our television. I'd purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that. I realized. Stolen identity. Ooh, cool. I'm just earning trophies for doing whatever. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. This is why you explore. You get trophies and achievements just for literally walking around and inspecting things. There's a broken mirror. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure if I wanted to. Oh, I was about to be like, it just got really quiet. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. Okay, I'm trying to think about what that could mean. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yeah, of course I did. I'm just saying yes. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this what you were going to do with Norman? Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? No, man. Remember, she said that she wanted to go away. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. Bro, you don't remember what you just read how long ago? She was planning on not doing anything else with Norman, planning on telling you, and then taking some time to herself. And there's blood in there. We're going to inspect it. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. That old house was charming, for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. I like those, actually. Those are really cool. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made that house home. You know, regular bathtubs nowadays are fine, but the ones that are kind of detached from the wall, I find it really cool. Really, I don't know, I just really like them. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yeah. I pocketed the key. Yeah, you did. Now we're gonna go and find out some more stuff. I'm not even doing this, which I probably should be. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Did I not pocket the key? I thought I took it. I guess I don't have the old-fashioned key. Sorry, I keep on checking the time. I have the camera facing me now so I can see the time. I unlocked the basement door. The moment of truth. Are we gonna find Rachel's dead corpse? There were old Christmas decorations in the box. A lot of people keep those in the basement. We keep them in my house upstairs in a cubbyhole. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key there. Here. Did I take the key? Of course I did. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Oh, I know what it unlocks. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. We had way too much junk. I put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so I made a mistake. I thought I was going to say something different. Looked like there was plaster and an old trowel in here, too. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. Bruh, how bad are your memories? Yeah, I didn't even read that. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? Nope, you and Rachel had a fight, and then you killed her. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. No, you're not. Now we take it and smash the wall, and then we find out this is the murder weapon, and I get arrested, and then go to jail, and because I found out my wife and Norman cheated. This is my thought. I don't know. Yes, I broke through. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Don't look. I don't like the scraping and the sound. Now there's a bit of a creepy feeling. Don't look. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Ooh. It was worse than I could have possibly imagined. Within the folds of that rotten-smelling, heavy fabric was the pale, dead figure of my darling wife. What struck me most was that she wasn't bloody or torn apart. Rather, she was covered in sickly green bruises, and her windpipe had been crushed. The real horror there was that whoever had killed her had done so intimately, with bare hands. So this is what had been gnawing in the back of my mind this whole time. This is what I was afraid of. I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. So, you found your dead wife and then you just decided to sleep. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. Grim discovery. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? No, there was no way that was me out there. I woke up in that house, remember? I wasn't off in any damn forest. There, that was decided. This was the old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Oh, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? No, I wasn't sure, but the poor old bastard was good and dead. He was a victim, not a criminal. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Are we just getting new things to reflection? And the grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still loved the old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Rachel loved this part of the house. The quiet in that room unnerved me terribly. Oh, we're fully going in. It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Who else would it have been? Norman, what were you doing back there? The laptop had finally run out of power. How long had it been left running? I had made up my mind. I like how finite it is when it comes to the decisions that you make. There's absolutely no turning back. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. I used a digital passcode lock, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I'd left it somewhere. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Those poor girls, were they the victim of the same person who had killed Rachel? I wonder what happened to the other names on that list, or the ones scratched out on that desk in those wet tunnels. Alright, but I'm going to end this episode right here. Thank you all for joining me while I'm playing Home, a unique horror adventure. Don't forget to give this video a like, don't forget to comment down below, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for more, and don't forget to hit your bell notification so you get notified when I put a video out. And when you subscribe, you become part of the young nation. As well, don't forget to check out the description below, because I'm still having my charity book sale for 1 whole year till next September, so you can go and be part of that by going to the Amazon author page for that link down below in the description. When you click on that, you'll get the option to either get the Kindle version, well, the ebook version really, or the paperback version for either the first or second book. And when you do that, half of the royalties will be donated to City Kidz, the charity organization that I've picked. And their link is also in the description below, so you can find out find out all about what they do and all the people that they help. Mainly they help with kids that are not in so great situations. As well, if you're in the description below, check out the links to all my social media pages, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and my Instagram. Instagram is the most important because that is where you guys get a voice on the polls that I do for some of my videos. So thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.